The HOA forged my signature, stole 2,200 acres of my family's forest, and sold it as if it were theirs. I shut off their water supply entirely. They thought I'd stay quiet, but they were gravely mistaken. At dawn, the sunrise cut through the morning mist like a blade. I was out early, boots sinking into pine needles, hands brushing bark older than any memory I held. My family's forest, too, 200 acres of legacy, had stood since 1885. It wasn't just trees. It was blood, burial grounds, history carved into every ring. A hawk screeched above as I crossed the weathered Pine Hollow Bridge. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. Then it buzzed again, 10 missed calls, for voicemails, and an email from Maple Ridge Estates HOA. Subject: Notice of violation environmental disruption. My gut tightened. They claimed my chainsaw shattered their soundscape, that smoke from my burns damaged their property values, and that wildlife, foxes, raccoons, owls from my forest was a nuisance. They gave me 48 hours to stop or face daily fines. I laughed. The HOA was 8 months old. This land had been ours for 140 years. But their tone wasn't just petty, it was confident, like they held a secret. By mid-morning, I was hauling cedar branches to the splitter when an engine hummed, not a truck or ATV, but something slicker, bolder. A black SUV rolled up my gravel drive like it owned the place. It didn't. I wiped sweat from my neck with my flannel and stepped toward the porch. The SUV stopped, the doors swung open, and heels clicked sharply. Out stepped Claudia Pierce, HOA president of Maple Ridge Estates, in a blinding white pantsuit and oversized sunglasses that mirrored my scowl. 2 men in logoed polos flanked her like bodyguards. "Mr. Dawson," she said, her smile syrupy and fake, "we need to discuss your violations." I didn't move. "You're trespassing." Claudia ignored me, strutting forward as if she owned the trees, clipboard in hand. She listed grievances: chainsaw noise at 6:12 a.m., illegal burning, threats to community serenity. She paused, lifted her shades. "Nuisance wildlife crossing into our sub-DVY shown." I stepped down, boots crunching gravel. "That wildlife's been here longer than your HOA." She didn't blink. "Times change, Mr. Dawson. Maple Ridge was built for peace, quiet, a curated experience. Your actions violate our environmental clause. You've got no say over this land." She flipped a page. "Your agricultural exemption lapsed last year. This property's now in our extended community zone, County Code 42.3. That hit like a punch. No tax change, no notice, no hearing." I squinted. "You're lying." Her smile faded. "It's real. The board demands compliance. Stop logging and wildlife management in 48 hours, or it's due 200 daily fines." I stared. This wasn't some backyard, it was sacred, generational. "And if I don't pay?" "We escalate," she said coolly. "The county's with us. We'll get an injunction." Then she leaned in. "Let's be honest, Tom. This forest is outdated, a fire hazard, deadwood, unwanted animals. Your great-great-grandfather planted trees. That doesn't make you a hero, just sentimental." Time stopped. Her smug face blurred as every pine, every root, every memory of my grandfather's weathered hands crashed over me like a wave. I lunged not to strike her, though I wanted to, but stopped, fists trembling. "Don't you dare talk about my family. You trespass, spout this garbage, and insult the man who built this with his bare hands." Claudia flinched but held her ground. "Calm down. Get off my land before I call the sheriff." Her lackey shifted. She backed off. "We'll be in touch," she said. "I see." "Good," I snarled. "Next time, I'll have a lawyer and a shotgun." They left. The trees rustled, like they'd been holding their breath. For the first time, I felt someone trying to erase me, and they damn near were. I didn't sleep. At my kitchen table, maps and deeds sprawled out. My great-great-grandfather's 1885 land grant sat under my hands, yellowed. Real. But something was wrong. Claudia's confidence wasn't just HOA arrogance. It hinted at more. At dawn, my cousin Ben called from Maple Ridge, a council member. "Tom, check the county recorder site now." My stomach twisted. Online, I found it. A land transfer to Maple Ridge Estates Community Trust 2, 200 acres, finalized. No way. I tore across my property, truck spitting gravel, to the eastern Ridgemy Ridge. 3 suited men stood there with tablets and gear. I braked hard, jumped out. "You're trespassing." One turned, all smooth charm. "Evan Carter, Peak View Development. We're prepping for Maple Ridge Forest Villas. Construction starts next month. This isn't yours. He flashed a tablet of maps, stamps, a deed naming Maple Ridge Trust as owner. Paperwork says otherwise. Talk to your HOA. My hand shook as I sped home, ripped open my safe. My deed was valid. The county clerk confirmed. 2,200 acres transferred 6 weeks ago, 300 left in my name. Impossible. My signature's not on that. It is, she said, emailing proof. There it was, me name, forged. Across the field, Claudia sat in her SUV, watching, wavwaying smugly. They'd stolen my forest, and the county bought it. But if they thought I'd fold, they'd pick the wrong fight. I needed leverage. In the attic, I dug through Grandpa's untouched chest journals, photos, 1943 maps. Then, a brittle envelope, water rights. Inside, my great-grandfather's deal with the county reservoir built on our land, prioritized for agricultural and environmental use. The reservoir sat on the 300 acres they'd missed. They forgot the water. I drove to Old Man Harris, retired water systems manager. He spread faded blueprints. That valve junction, he tapped, controls Maple Ridge and half the valley. It's yours, Tom. You can shut it off legally if your AGUs is threatened. Damn right. I snapped pics, grabbed the water rights, and stood. No more defense. What's the plan? He called. Claudia Pierce's roots don't run deeper than these trees. At 6:47 a.m., I turned the valve. It groaned, rusted metal giving way as water rerouted to my fields per the agreement. Silence roared. My great-grandfather's control box, built by hand, now delivered justice. Within 20 minutes, my phone blew up HOA calls, texts, no water pressure, shower stopped. I made breakfast slow sourdough, eggs, butter, like my wife used to. Claudia rang. I answered on the 5th. What did you do? She yelled. 87 homes, no water. Plumbing issue, I said, sipping coffee. Did you shut the valve? That's ours. No, it's mine. My land, my water, prioritized legally. You can't. I stepped onto the porch, eyeing Maple Ridge's dry lawns. I did. Silence, then venom. Let's talk compensation, fairly. You forged my name, stole 2,200 acres. You don't get to play nice now. You'll regret this, she hissed. I hung up. By noon, Maple Ridge was parquetno sprinklers, dishwashers, hot tubs. Toilets clogged, forums raged. At 2:15 p.m., a newsvan arrived. I met the reporter with docs. Yes, I cut the water. It stays off till they return my land. That night, Claudia appeared heels muddy, hair wild, you win. Turn it on. Bring the developers. Forged papers. You're bored. Tomorrow, my kitchen, 9 a.m. Sharp. I shut the door. This was power. I'd severed their lifeline. At 8:59 a.m., coffee brewed, legal docs lined my table like ammo. At 9:01, they arrived, Claudia frantic in beige, Victor Hayes, HOA treasurer, sweating, a sharp-jawed developer, and Claudia's thin attorney. Let's end this, Claudia snapped. I'm not negotiating, I am exposing. You came because your pipes are dry. Victor coughed. Maybe compensation. You forged my name, sold my forest like a junk car. Hush money won't cut it. The developer raised hands. Peakview acted legally. County approved. I slammed the table. On stolen land. The attorney offered a settlement. You're restoring what you took. I cut in, spreading docs deeds, 1943 water rights, forged transfer proof. You built lies. I built this with blood and time. Claudia shook. You can't derail our investment. It's theft. I'm dragging you into the light. The developer bowed out. You didn't say it was forged. Claudia hissed. It didn't matter. It does now, I said, nose to nose. Channel 5 at noon. Ben's live streaming this. Claudia spun, wide-eyed. You broke the law. I'm showing everyone, I said. They fled, Claudia vowing. This isn't over. It's just starting. I shot back. The courthouse buzzed. Reporters swarmed. Claudia entered, poised but rattled, with her lawyer and scared board members. I walked in, boots muddy, truth in hand. Judge Larson took the bench, stern. My attorney, Sarah Klein, stood. This isn't zoning, it's fraud. Maple Ridge HOA forged Tom Dawson's signature, stole 2,200 acres since 1885, profited off it. Larson raised a brow. Proof. Plenty, Sarah said, showing 1885 maps, Forged versus real deeds, mismatched handwriting. She rolled and filed subpoenaed HOA financials. 5 board members got 2 fan tram payouts post-sale. The room buzzed. Larson silenced it. Meeting minutes faked too, Sarah added. Claudia froze. Victor blurted, I didn't know it'd go this far. She said it was legal. Shut up. Claudia snapped. You said Dawson wouldn't fight. I stood. Those trees breathe life here. You sold heritage for countertops. Claudia yelled. It's progress. It's alive. You tried to kill its soul. Larson ruled. Injunction on the 2,200 acres. Full investigation. If fraud's confirmed, it's criminal. Claudia sank. Outside, Mrs. Turner whispered, I didn't know. Help us fix it. Tell the truth, I said. That night, Channel 5 showed Maple Ridge's chaos yellow lawns, leaked emails. Victor sobbed on air. Claudia promised bonuses. We lied. Claudia fled reporters, small and broken. Next morning, she returned a lone-wrecked sedan, red eyes. I lost it all, husband, kids, boards ousting me. You don't build better by stealing, I said. Press charges. DA already is. She left, wordless. Then texted, Claudia's out. Half the board quit. I'm interim president. Rebuild right. Yes, I replied. The forest was mine again, blooming despite her. 6 months later, it thrived no machines, just birds and bees. With Jenna Cole, new Peakview CEO, we turned 50 acres into legacy field farming, education, community built, HOA-free. Volunteers planted saplings. Kids dug in. Ben's HOA set a permanent buffer Dawson forest, protected forever. At the Harvest Festival, families united laughter, pies, a white oak sapling with a plaque to roots and resilience. Ben grinned. Big win, Tom. Not a whine or reclamation, I said. My son stacked apples across the clearing, nodding at me, steady like Grandpa. The land would outlast minute just preserved, but passed on,